Hello everyone, welcome back to our subject Web Technology. So in the previous topic we have seen about how HTML elements are rendered by the browser by a rectangular box. So each and every element is represented by an imaginary rectangular box, and how the browser renders those elements we have seen those things in the previous topic, okay, under normal flow layout. So we have seen the basic flow layout and followed by how margin collapse are handled by the browser. Then we have seen about line boxes, then simple inline boxes followed by nested inline boxes we have seen. Okay, so those are by default how the browser reacts to the HTML elements. Okay, in this topic it's quite interesting though. We are going to see beyond normal flow layout. So it means we could alter the flow of elements that was rendered by the browser. Okay, so how to alter the normal flow, so that's the thing we are going to see it today. Okay, so by default the browser, as we have seen, the browser will format the HTML document in normal flow layout. So this is the thing we have seen it in the we have saw in the previous topic. And today how to alter this normal flow layout. Okay, we have three options. We could alter the normal flow positioning of the HTML elements by the browser. So one is the relative positioning, second is the float positioning, and third is the absolute positioning. So using this three alternative positioning, we could have we could display the HTML elements in different flow, okay, rather than normal flow layout. Okay, so what that relative positioning is? So it is nothing but to position the HTML elements in a simple altered manner with respect to relative position of normal flow layout. Okay, so with respect to the with respect to the relative position of normal flow layout, we will be altering the position. Okay, so don't worry, I'll about this definition, so I'll clearly explain you with the demo. Okay, so each and every positioning systems. Okay, so float position is applied mainly to the inline elements. Okay, so we could move the inline elements either to one side or the other side of the line boxes. Okay, and absolute positioning, so it will completely alter the position. Okay, so whatever the position we are mentioning, so that place it will take. Okay, the element is removed entirely from the normal flow and placed elsewhere in the browser window by specifying the properties in the HTML document. Okay, so each and everything I will take you to the demo, so that makes you clear about the topic. Okay, before going to explain all the three categories of positioning the elements, so we need to know certain properties that will help to position the HTML elements. Okay, so mainly two properties are there. Okay, to position the elements. One is the position property, the other is the float property. Okay, so under position property it takes one of these four values like static, relative, absolute, and fixed. Static is nothing but it's similar to normal flow layout. If the position is said to be static, then the flow is nothing is altered. Okay, so the HTML will the browser will render the HTML elements in a normal flow layout manner. And to alter that, we need to position the property one of these values, relative, absolute, or fixed. So these three position values, we are saying those elements which affect these position values we are saying as relatively positioned elements. Okay, so any element with the position other than static is said to be position elements, and we could use one of the properties like left, right, top, bottom to alter the positions. Okay, and so we could mention the property values left, right, bottom, top by using the CSS length or by percentage. Okay, so initial value will be auto. Okay, So, and the second property that affects the normal flow layout is float. Okay, I think the thing gets hidden here. So I'll explain, no problem. So, none. Okay, it takes one of the three values, none. So none means initial value, nothing is applied, and second is left and right. Okay, so it takes one of the three values, none, left, right. Okay, so float property is applied only to the static and relative positions, only to these properties whose only to this value of the position property it affects the float. Okay, and of course the float is applied to the inline elements, and both the property cannot be inherited. Okay, so by default all the HTML elements are inherited. So some of the properties like height we have seen in the previous class, and now the position property and float properties could not be inherited by the child element. Okay, and coming straight away to the relative positioning. So what it says means, if we mention the position property value as relative, so its position is related to its normal position. So what does it mean? So we could change the one of the more than one of the properties, left, right, top, bottom. So properties of a relative position elements that will be adjusted from its normal flow. So from normal flow, how it gets adjusted based on these values. Okay, so here is one program given. So I will straight away take you to this demo part. Okay, here is the HTML document. So we have the header section, nothing is there. So I have commented the style here, and in the body just concentrate on the span elements. So we have a span element where it is styled to be background color red, and it takes four empty spaces. Okay, non-breaking space, four spaces, followed by we have a span element as red, and it takes the class as right. Okay, so so here we have defined we have the definition for right, but I have commented currently, and take the other and one more span element whose color is yellow with four non-breaking space, and one span element with the content as yellow, and one more span with background color lime, and span element with the content green. Okay, so currently, so the style here defined as class equal to right, but we haven't defined here. Okay, since I have commented, let's have a look on this output. Okay, so how here, refresh, see here, so nothing is coming into new line because span is an inline element, so it will be displayed in a single line. Okay, so we have this four non-breaking space of span with red, followed red. Okay, so simply the background color as red, no content is displayed, and we have this span element red, the content is red, yellow and green. Okay, so now let's go and where is that coding? Okay, let's define this style. Okay, I am going to uncomment this one and see here what's here in the right. So this is a class. Okay, so the class should prefix by dot. Okay, so this is the way of defining the CSS. So I am here defining with the embedded style sheet or in internal style sheet. I didn't write this CSS in a separate file, so I am doing it internally. Okay, here what that right says, position relative bottom 10 points. Okay, so it means what? Well, let's have a look on this. Okay, save it. So whatever you make changes, just save it and refresh the screen. Okay, so bottom right, so red, yellow, green, this text is moved upward. Okay, so usually it works in opposite manner. Okay, bottom 10 points means its visual representation is it is moving upward, top means it will move downward. So here I am giving a pixel in terms of pixels. Let me give you for right, 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 10 pixels or 15 pixels, or you can have EM also. okay. So it means the right means it will move the for which these span elements the content having red, yellow, green. Other span is not affected because I am giving style to only these elements, okay. Only these three has the class as right, okay. Only these three gets affected, so it will move towards left by 15 pixels, okay. Just save it whatever the changes you are making, and let's look at this display, okay. I am going to refresh it now, see what's happening, okay. So it override it yeah, what's it, so the thing span elements red, yellow, green, it partially overrides the shaded portion, okay. It moves towards the left side, okay. Here we are affecting the normal flow, okay. So that's the meaning here, and you could play around by changing these values, okay. So this is all about relative positioning, okay. And moving on to few more note about relative positioning, okay. Specifying the positive values for properties left, right, bottom, top of relative position elements that will move the box to its left, okay. So here if I give right property means the element is relatively position, it will relatively position the box to the right, sorry, to the left. Likewise if I give left means the positive value of left, that will relatively position the box to the right side, okay. So similarly, so instead of giving left 0.25 em, the same goes the same thing can be applied here as left minus 0.25 em. So both will have the same effect, okay. Specifying the negative value for property for left property will also move the box to left, okay. And of course specifying the positive value for the right property will also move the box to the left side, okay. So you could play around these values, okay. So not only left and right, and also you could take top and bottom, okay. So this is about relative positioning. And float positioning, so it is often used for inline elements like image, span, okay. So here we are taking an example for image, okay. It takes three values: float, none, left, right. So if we have so just look at this example. So what we are doing, inside the header part we have the internal or embedded style sheet image. So for image, float right. So it means what? So in the body content we have the paragraph, so that's the paragraph display over here. And we have the paragraph. Inside the paragraph we have an image and the content, okay. So what we are doing with this image, so for this image we are applying the style as float right, okay. So float right means the image will be floated right side, okay. This is the right side. Then if we give float left means this image will be moved over here, okay. So I'll take you to the direct display of this float right left in W3 schools. See here, this here the image is given as the right, float right. If I move here as change the value of float left and run it, see here the image is moved to the left side. So this is about float positioning, okay. And absolute positioning, so what that absolute positioning says, so when we specify the position property value to be absolute, so what's happening, and the element is position related to the nearest position ancestor, okay. So what does it mean? So it offers the total control over the placement of boxes. It means when we specify the value, so it will be completely take that value, okay. So I mean so whatever in the absolute property we are in the absolute, whatever the thing we are mentioning, so that will be affected with respect to its ancestor or the parent element, okay. So see here, better I'll take you to W3 schools itself. This is about absolute. So what that absolute says here, so just straight away come to the body part. Inside the body we have one H2 over here, and this is one paragraph, and we have two div, okay, two div which takes the first div is of relative, and second I mean this is the class, okay. So so nothing to worry about the property name here as relative, absolute or fixed. So these are the class names, okay. So first div has the class name as relative with some content, and second div has the class name as absolute, and we will go and see what's defined in this relative class. In relative class, I mean the first div, so we are positioning the property with the value as relative 400 400 pixels width. So this is the first div whose width is of 400 pixels and height is of 200 pixels, and the border is green solid and 3 pixels, okay. And inside this is the outer div, inside this we have one more div. So what that div says, it's absolute. So here absolute, what's we are saying, the position value is absolute, top is 80 pixels. Top means here I think so with respect to this parent, this is the 80 pixel, and right, so right here it affects here, this is 0, and width is of 200 pixels, height is of 100 pixels, and border 3 pixels, green solid, okay, continuous, okay. So let's play around here. When I change the top to be 10 and have a look at this output, and right to be 10 pixels or 10 em, so whatever the thing we want, and we could change this values also, width and height. So let's see here the top I have given this 10 pixels related to this div, okay, first div. So this is the distance between 10 pixels, okay. So let me give the top to be 0, so it will be on top of this div 1, okay. See here, so top is 0. So this is how we could alter the normal flow of HTML elements, okay. So you could play around here for some time, and we'll be moving for next positioning is fixed. So fixed means, so if we give the position value to be fixed means it always stays in the same place even when the page gets scrolled, that's the meaning, okay. Even when we scroll the pages, the content remains fixed in this place, okay. So and using the properties left, right, top, bottom, we could position the elements, okay. So see here, I'll explain the program here. I think it's visible for you, I hope, or else I could take directly to W3 itself. Yeah, no, here it's not here. Let me explain over here itself. Here what we are doing in the body part, position H2 position fixed, and I have a paragraph, an element with the position fixed and break, these many breaks. So that's what I have, these many spaces over here to get the scrollable content, okay. That's the sole purpose of giving these many breaks followed by some content, and I have one division with the class as fixed and some content, and we'll see what's having inside this fixed, okay. So div dot fixed, it means this fixed class will be applied only to this div element, that's the meaning over here. If I have simply dot fixed means I can use that fixed class to another element like paragraph or heading, I can use it. But here div dot fixed means this style will be applied to only division with the class as fixed. What we are doing, position is fixed, and bottom right is 0, and width is of 300 pixels and border something, okay. And if we see here, this scrollable page is displayed because I have given these many breaks, okay. When I scroll it down, so what's happening, the thing it is fixed, the division element is as it is in its position, and the remaining content in this page gets displayed. So this won't be altered. Even if I scroll the pages, the content won't be altered. So that's the logic behind having the position value to be fixed. Okay, so these are all quite interesting topics which we could alter the normal flow of document. Okay, and moving on to some other properties related to this positioning, we have something called as when we want to display several boxes one after the other, it means overlaying several boxes one after the other, it must follow certain order. So take a look at this picture. So what's happening? So there is a background color as yellow, and in that background there is some text displayed, in my humble opinion. So that's it. But here what's happening on top of this, so for this background and this text there must be one rectangular box, is it not? So on top of that there is one more a border, okay, which covers all the first letters, is it not? So this is one more box. Okay, so so what's happening, one box is drawn first, then the second box is drawn. Okay, it means it is drawn on over the top of the first box, is it not? So there must be an order should be followed. So which box to be drawn first, whether this one of whether this yellow background with this text has to be drawn first, then followed by this red border, or the red border first followed next, then this yellow background with this content. There must be a confusion. So there the browser has to follow certain order. So to follow that order, there is a property called as z-index. Okay, so z-index will it defines drawing order for the overlaid boxes. Overlaid boxes means, so it's nothing but drawing a box over the top of the other box. Okay, so how that order is maintained means the largest number of this z-index is drawn last. It means it follows the ascending order. So if we need to specify the value for z-index in numerical positive numbers or negative numbers. Okay, so in this example have a look. So we have the id text and id overlay for some division element which follows its style as position, absolute, top 10 pixels, left 10 pixels, then font family, letter spacing, background color yellow, z-index 1. Okay, then followed by next division element which whose id is of overlay. Why I am saying the id is overlay? Because it is defined using the hash symbol. Okay, this css is styled using this hash. Okay, so the id will always follow hash, whereas the class will follow dot. Okay, the position is absolute, top left value, width, height, then the border is solid red 1 pixel, its z index is 2. So it means what, z index first will be displayed followed by on the top of this one, the second z index having the value 2 will be overlaid. Okay, that's the concept behind this z index property. Okay, the first rule is applied to the division element containing the text. Why? Because its z index is 1, and the second to an empty div element. Okay, so because its z index is 2. Okay, so it follows the ascending order of overlaying the boxes one after the other. Okay, and apart from that, two more properties we need to get to know in this time. So one is display, which we have seen already. It takes two values like block, display block, and display inline. Apart from that, it is taking one more value also, none. So it means what is that value none is, that element is effectively removed from the normal flow and is not displayed anywhere else. Okay, so see here, so the main purpose of this display none is mainly used in scripting to allow some portion of the documents to be easily removed or added by the browser window. Okay, so display none means the element is removed from the normal flow, that's the meaning. And we have one more property called as visibility. So in general, visibility have the default value as visible, which means that's displayed by the browser window. We could hide that part, okay, by using the value hidden, okay, which means the element and its descendants are not rendered, but those space will remain there in the browser window. So that's the meaning over here with visibility hidden. So visibility hidden means only that element is not visible and its descendants are also not visible, but it will occupy those spaces in the browser window, okay. That's it about the today's topic. We have seen about how to alter the normal flow of HTML elements by positioning with the three different categories like relative positioning, fixed, then absolute, okay. So followed by a number of properties we have used to change the position of normal flow, okay. So that's it about today's topic. Please practice each and every thing which I have demonstrated to you, so that will make you clear, and you can also alter the values to explore more about the topic, okay. So with this I will finish today's topic, and I will meet you in the next session. Till then, thank you all.